Hello, Poweraders. I am Power8.
And I'm the Mountain.
And today we are going to be reviewing Powerade Zero Orange flavor.
Ooh, now what can you tell me about this Powerade Zero?
So what I can tell you about this Powerade, as it says on the bottle, it is a zero sugar sports drink, as you can see right about there.
Now, I believe this is one of the ones you got correct.
I believe it was, yes.
Interesting.
Let's see, what else can we learn about this? It is orange flavored with other natural flavors. It doesn't mention any artificial flavors, so I think this might be 100% naturally flavored.
That'd be very interesting.
Which is that's very nice.
Especially for the zero sugar, that's especially good. What about like the sort of nutritional facts? Are there anything there of note? I'm assuming there's no sugar.
There is no sugar.
And there's no calories.
Zero added sugar, 0 calories.
It's pretty healthy.
Let me see. Where is it printed? It's somewhere on here.
I can't confirm.
I can't see through the. I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Anyway,
I'm not a video editor, but I'm sure it'll show up.
But just kind of going through the nutritional facts. 2.5 servings per container. 0 calories per serving. It has the classic 6% of your daily value of sodium. No added sugars, no protein.
There's of course sucralose, which is perhaps maybe a bit of a misnomer because there are added sweeteners.
There are sweeteners in here, but they're not.
It's not sort of cane sugar or corn syrup or anything of that nature.
Yeah, none of that sort of, whatever it is.
Yes.
Just sort of getting over to
the ingredients.
We
have.
Tell
me what's in there.
Yeah. So we have water, less than 1% of citric acid, electrolytes such as salt, monopotassium phosphate, magnesium, and calcium chlorides, natural flavors, sucralose, acesulfame K, vitamins B3, B6, B12. Getting into the hard pronounced section, we have niacinamide, pyridoxine hydrochloride, and cyanocobalamin. We have yellow 5 and 6, ascorbic acid to protect taste, and calcium disodium EDTA to protect color.
Interesting. I did notice there were actually 2 different yellows in there, which is interesting.
Yes, there was yellow 5 and 6.
But there's actually no red.
No red color.
But I guess if you look at when you go to the store, you get those little things of food coloring. I mean, those look pretty orange, like in the little containers. So I guess it's not really necessary. There's
Plus, I'm sure one of the yellows is. I don't know how they.
Well, I'm sure by adding 2 yellows, it also makes it look less like there's so much yellow in the ingredients list.
Maybe.
Which might have something to do with it.
And something else I noticed is that I was correct with my assumption. There are no artificial flavors.
I was going to say that. I did notice that. It's actually completely natural.
Yeah, so that's something really nice, I'd say.
Yeah,
actually. I'm just curious to know what the other natural flavors are because it does claim to just be orange, but the existence of other natural flavors.
Yeah, there's got to be some like maybe apple or lemon or something in there.
I'm thinking that it might be some other citrus flavors to sort of enhance the sort of a lemon.
Something. I mean, I guess when we open it up and try it, we'll see. Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, I keep the little labels just sort of falling down. I'm trying to push back up a bit, but
we won't notice.
I don't know what else there really is to say about it.
It's not cloudy. I don't remember that orange itself was especially cloudy.
Yes, I remember in our original. So we originally reviewed the standard Powerade, the sugar Powerade. We reviewed that orange, and that was actually very cloudy. But if you look at this, it's actually it's rather translucent. I
didn't remember.
I'm not sure if it shows up on the video,
like
but you can see my hand.
Yeah, you can see through it. You can definitely see through it. You can sort of see some definition in it.
Yeah,
like there, you can see it a little bit.
But
which is very nice.
Yeah, there's. I don't think there's much else to say about this. I think we.
It's nice. I mean, looking at the bottom, usually there's like a difference in color, like sort of from the top to the bottom. But actually, with this one, I don't know if it's the lighting or anything, but like the color is very uniform throughout the entire thing, which is interesting. Because usually, like something like the grape, the bottom will be like a lavender and the top is like a cloudy. I don't know if necessarily that's just because it's the zero sugar and it's a lot clearer, but that might have something to do with it.
Something I have to say just before we open this is that I don't know if I've ever actually commented on this before, but
the grip. I believe we have.
These Powerades have a very ergonomic grip to them.
Yeah, it's interesting. This is something I did want to mention. This is like the fourth redesign of the Powerade bottles, I believe, something like
Really?
that. Yeah, so there was the original one with sort of the very squiggly P. I believe there was a second redesign that had that same P, but it was like a little different. Like I think the first one had kind of like a gradient in the background. The second one was maybe more solid colors. And then there's a third one which had like a triangular P, but it had like the same font and mostly the same style, but it had like a normal bottle. And I think this one, what they've done is they've kind of changed the logo so that it was like the aid was kind of at the bottom. But really, I think the style comes from this sort of very ergonomic sort of like honeycomb shape of the bottle.
It does look very modern. You must say.
It looks very sleek. It feels good to grasp. Like the
especially with this one is like this. I don't know. I'm sort of getting like
the zero sugar ones are very good.
Yeah.
Although I think they are like, the same as the normal.
It's like Mirror's Edge sort of vibes,
it's very, very sleek. It's very nice. And actually, I think every bottle of theirs, even the different shaped or like the different size ones, I think they all kind of have that similar look to them.
Yeah, it's just...
It makes it very easy to grasp.
It is very nice. And I think that especially if you're going to be drinking this... If you're going to be drinking this after, if you're playing sports, you need to replenish some nutrients. I think it's very good, like, because your hands are probably going to be very sweaty when you're doing that. So it's nice to sort of have that ergonomic grip to it.
Yeah, it's almost got like a little sort of like a Pringle sort of thing where like the inside is kind of like curled in on itself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it actually really helps the fingers kind of slide into the groove, which is actually very nice on their part.
But yeah, I think that's enough talking about the container itself. I think it's time we crack this one open.
Yeah. Ooh, a little bit of a fizz there. A little bit of gas.
Definitely smells orangey.
Not bad. I mean, we've had orange before. I don't remember what we rated it, but...
Now that is very translucent in the cup.
Yeah. There's another... It does remind me of some gemstone. I don't remember what the gemstone is.
Is it topaz?
It might be topaz.
That's my birthstone. So
is it?
I would know that, yeah.
I don't remember what mine is. I'm an Aquarius.
I don't know what that is. I only know Scorpio.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But, it does
orangey.
Orangey.
I don't smell any, like, specific other citrus.
I think it smells very... I think we might have said this in the original orange review, but it does smell like Jell-O.
Yeah, it has a Jell-O smell. It's like a Pedialyte kind of smell. It's like that kind of sports drink orange.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by Pedialyte, by the way. Interesting. I mean, again, it's quite clear. There's a little bit of a fuzz, but it's very
barely there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm doing the sort of hand test that I usually do. It's like, I can go about my hand length when it starts getting super blurry, but even then, you can still see quite a bit of detail, which is quite nice.
I think...
and I'm sure that cup is also contributing maybe slightly to this.
Maybe.
Because they're not completely transparent themselves. We do use clear cups, obviously, so we can see the color.
The color itself?
Yeah, which is very handy to show off how much we're having and stuff like that, but... Yeah, I mean, should we get into it?
I think it's time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What'd you think?
I thought it was rather good.
I thought it was pretty good. There's a weird kind of like tartness in there, and it's not just from the orange. There's like an actual like, it's something with the sucralose. I think that's like making it sharp.
I think that's a common theme with the Powerade Zeros is the artificial sweetener really sort of messes with the flavor a bit. But I have to say this was actually pretty good. I think
not bad. It's like I'm not super into like the citrus kind of flavors like orange and citrus blast and lemon lime and things like that. It's not bad. It is rather refreshing. I mean, it's sweet. It's almost like honey in a way. It has like a sharpness that honey has.
It does have it is definitely one of the more sweeter flavors.
It's not like, which is interesting because it's actually rather tart as well.
Yeah.
So there's like actually kind of like a sort of double sort of dichotomy thing going on there.
It's weird. I feel like there's in a weird way, the Powerade Zero tastes sweeter than the normal Powerade.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say like there's definitely the sweetness that is there, and I think we actually touched upon this with I believe it was the fruit punch,
Maybe.
which we'd also tried in the normal flavor. Mm-hmm. I think the Zero, they like super bump up that sucralose, and it's very sweet, and like the flavor, like the natural flavoring they're using, like the orange. And actually, I want to touch on that in a second, but I think the flavoring is the same amount, but the actual sweetener is like, I don't know if it's necessarily more, because I think it's still less than however much corn syrup's in normal Powerade, but like it's just so concentrated that it makes it a lot sweeter.
Now, something I also wanted to say, I just keep coming back to this, but the fact that there are no artificial flavors in here,
Yeah,
I think it's,
it's interesting. It doesn't taste it like there's something very like perfect and like sterile, not sterile, but like it feels very factory made, like industrial level orange. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad thing.
No, actually, it has like a Sunny D kind of taste.
Yeah,
in a way.
I think because I was gonna say it does taste like something. And I think it was Sunny D is what I was.
I think it's Sunny
of.
D. What do you think the other natural flavor is? It says natural flavors because on the.
I would have to take another. I'm taking a lot of sips of this.
It says orange flavored plus other natural flavors, which I don't know that. Maybe it is like apple or something. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I don't think it's another citrus. I don't think it's like lemon.
It's too tart to be another citrus.
I think it must be like apple. Like a kind of like a green apple or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either an apple, and I think something else they might have in there. As weird as this might seem, is maybe even a raspberry.
Ooh, let me have another sip of this, because I'm not particularly getting any notes of raspberry in this, but
I think that's what's sort of bringing the sort of tartness to the table. Is that sort of raspberry like taste? You know?
I see what you're coming from. It is like a sort of tart berry, like a strawberry or a raspberry or something.
I don't think it would be a strawberry, because I think
I
think a strawberry would be a bit more pronounced in the.
Yeah, we've actually we have had the strawberry lemonade, and that was like a smoky kind of strawberry. So I think it must be like a raspberry or an apple or something.
I think it might be. I think it's a majority orange, and then they might have some apple
like that.
and raspberry in there.
Like of all the other citrus fruits, there is lime, there's lemon. I mean, that's basically it.
I don't think it would be lime, because lime is a bit more. I don't know. Lime to me is always it's always stuck out as just a violent lemon in a way.
Yeah, well, I like lime personally. I like lime a lot more than lemon, but excuse me, the
Disgusting.
Sorry, sorry, it's just good.
I'm sorry. It's okay. I accept your apology.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like lime has like a different flavor to me. Like I feel like lemon is always sweet.
It's that time.
It's always that time. It always happens like once. We should like find a way to record around it.
Do you think the bird in the cuckoo clock likes Powerade?
No, I don't think it has like a stomach.
I mean, I think it was a more theoretical question than anything.
Maybe. Do birds like Powerade? Can birds drink Powerade? Do they sweat?
It's a very good question.
I don't think birds sweat. I don't think they would have a need for Powerade.
I think birds can sweat.
I think like penguins and stuff can sweat. But I don't think ducks sweat. I think ducks like secrete some other weird oily substance that isn't technically sweat. Like that's why like water like they say like water off a duck's back. I think they secrete some oily substance that makes them like hydrophobic.
Huh. I do know for a fact, I learned this from Phineas and Ferb, that platypi...
They sweat milk.
Yeah, they do sweat milk.
Yeah.
Did you also learn that from Phineas and Ferb?
I also learned that from Phineas and Ferb. It's not actually milk. It's a milky substance. It's different. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I also learned something new today. But,
yeah.
Just sort of getting back to the Powerade.
Yeah. I was having some more sips. I feel like it is strawberry. I feel like orange strawberry works.
Could it be? It might be a strawberry.
Like,
I mean,
it's a good taste. It's not bad. I mean, maybe also it's a bit of the sucralose is like contributing to that. But, but saying that, it's kind of getting a little rough in the back of my throat. Like, it's kind of like, you know, it's that sort of tart sourness. And I think this is actually maybe one of the more, it's weird because it's got a lot of flavors in it, but I don't know that it's complex because it's very tart and it's very sweet.
Yeah.
But
it's
sour.
a rather simple flavor. I think we've brought this up before that some of the more simple flavors actually
they have some complex notes, which is interesting. But I mean, I don't know what else there's to say about orange. I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about orange in the past.
We did.
Normal orange flavor. I don't remember what I rated it, but
neither do I. I don't remember what I rated this.
It was a while ago.
But just kind of getting on to the rating portion of this
what
review.
would you rate this?
I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like maybe like a 5 out of 7, maybe.
Really?
I might drop it down to a 4.5.
I was honestly gonna say just like a 3 or a 3.5.
Really?
I think maybe just a 3 because I'm just not a fan of orange. Like, and this is interesting because I was very like positive about it, and I recognize that, but like I always kind of bring this up, but like if I was actually sort of in a sporting event of some description, maybe baseball or anything like that, I don't know that this would like hydrate me so much. I feel like it's so sour and tart, it kind of like really brings you out of it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not to say that that a flavor can't be sweet or like present and be hydrating, but I feel like this is like the sort of not bitter per se, but like the more strong, sharp flavors. I feel like they have that kind of like something about them. It's just like I don't know that I would necessarily reach for it during a game. Perhaps more of like maybe lime. I feel like lime I would, but like a lemonade I wouldn't. And this is kind of more like a lemonade to me.
I don't know. I just kind of think that I'm not sure. It's just overall, it's decent, I'd say. I think taste-wise, I would prefer just the normal orange, but yes. I think that this is a very good. I think that this is definitely one of the better zeros out there.
I think that's understandable. I'm still gonna hold my judgment. I believe we've only done fruit punch of the zeros.
Have we?
I think so. I believe so. I think we're doing a few today. And there's 3 zeros on our schedule today. And
yes.
I believe there's 6 total, and I think we're missing 2. So I think
as some of you might notice,
I believe that does math
from our close.
Yes.
We kind of do these all in
a bulk. We throughout the week, usually we'll be sort of finding Powerade, at various locales. For example, I went to CVS and I picked 2 up, and then I went to Walmart and I picked up our final drink for today, which is going to be very exciting. You're not going to see for a little bit, but it's I don't know if I want to spoil what it is. But
I think you should keep.
Yeah, I think we'll keep it a little secret. But yeah.
But just sort of going more. I mean, yeah. We just sort of shop around for Powerades. We see what flavors we haven't, consumed yet.
Yes, I have a checklist of everything.
And we just sort of go from there.
Yeah.
But,
It's good. I mean, I feel like, and this, I don't want to, like, go away from the topic, but, like, I feel like it's surprisingly difficult sometimes to find Powerade.
Yeah.
Especially in this area. I feel like, I don't know if, potentially any sort of large-scale health sort of hazards have contributed to this, but I feel like it's very difficult to find new shipments of Powerade.
Yes.
There's a few places where we know there's Powerade that we have to get, like new flavors for the channel, but it's like...
They're rather far away.
Yeah, it's far away and it's limited, and we're kind of getting to the end of all the flavors that we've had so far. So it might take a little bit more out of us to like get new flavors, and we've planned some new things. We might have like some other sort of related topics, other things, also Powerade, but also maybe related to other drinks. Nothing too contentious, but things within our scope. So we'll keep you posted. If you'll see new things, they may not be Powerade related. Is all I want to say.
Yes.
That will be the main focus of the channel for as long as it continues, of course. But there may be other things to note.
So yeah, just to sort of wrap this entire review as a whole together, I overall thought this was an alright drink. I thought
It was okay. It wasn't the best, but it's...
nothing too special.
I think if
I
you're...
think the normal Powerade,
Sorry.
the actual sugar orange was a bit better.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's different. It's a little sweeter. It's a lot more sharp, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's I've said sharp before, but I think that's the best description for this, especially compared to normal Powerade.
I would agree.
Of the normal orange. If you're a casual Powerade drinker, you're probably a fan of orange. You're probably gonna like this one, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption to make.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, on that note, we're gonna wrap up the review here. Adios and stay safe, Poweraders.
Stay frosty.